What's up, everybody? We have a very special kind of video today. For the first time, we're doing an in-person interview. So every single person on this couch has gone through Closer Cartel, and every single person on this couch is making 6 figures a year from sales. It's gonna be very hard to do a format like this in an interview because it would take forever. So we're kind of just going to do like a podcast and chat with everybody. I think the best thing to do is everyone first list what do you make a month. That's what everyone cares about. You first?
Yeah. So maybe you guys watch some of my content too. I guess I'm still a student, but I coach more inside. Now doing more of sales management and making anywhere from 40 to 50K a month.
So Kishan actually got me onto my first offer, making first 5 figures. So ranging anywhere from like 8 to 12 per month with the offer I'm currently on. So Kishan was the one that actually got me on that offer. So
nice.
Shout out to him.
I'm Andrew, and Kishan actually got me on multiple of my offers as well. And right now I'm making between like 10 to 12 per month, and I'm 23.
Nice. You used to work for us too.
Yep, I used to be
He
part
used
of
to be
Closer
my DM
Cartel.
setter.
That was actually my first offer
Yeah.
I got, and Kishan is the one that got me on as well.
Nice.
I did not get anything from Kid. I'm just playing. No. My highest month ever has been 35. I average anywhere between 25 to 30. So
That's crazy.
So I want to talk about how everyone joined, where they joined from, why they joined, and I would say they're a community, but like now, like they're all best friends at this point. They travel. They'll talk about that a little bit more. But
Yeah, we'll
like,
get into that for sure.
when did you join, and what were your, I guess, ideas before joining, and what, I guess, the reality of joining Closer Cartel?
Yeah, so I don't want to go too much into a tangent, but I mean, I started healthcare. All of this was like noise to me. Like I was seeing a bunch of people online making all this money until I finally was like, nah, I'm working at the hospital at this point, like, fucking wiping ass.
Is that what you do at the hospital?
I mean, I still do it. No, we can cut that part out. All right, but I came to the point where I saw this money, right? I'm pretty sure you posted the video of like on the balcony your first like 8 months in a row, 100K, and I was like, shit, what does this dude do? But
Oh shit, like 2021?
I was an OG. I came in
man.
January 2021.
Oh, wow.
I first saw your TikToks in December 2022.
Oh, I didn't even have a big TikTok.
No,
The algorithm blessed you, bro.
Yeah. So I was one of the OGs, and then I filled out back when you were doing webinars.
Yeah.
I remember I scheduled for the webinar, and I got an automated text. I was at work. I was like, shit, the webinar is tonight. I texted back the automated text. I'm like, bro, I can't make it. Like, please.
Push it back.
Please. I'm like, bro, please. Like, if you have another one, I want to go. And I couldn't go. I was like in a back room at work, like trying to, calls were going off. Like I had to do some stuff. And I'm like, bro, I really want to watch this webinar. And then I rebooked another one, and I got in for the, I got in the next webinar. And then, I was in nursing school at the time, and, kind of put sales off until I started getting on calls with, it took me a while to get my role plays out, like my mocks and all that. And then I hopped on a call with Kishan when he was setting, and he pretty much said, like, dude, like, we got to pick up the pace, do this, do that. Him and Justin when he was still coach. And then from there, it just kind of skyrocketed. I quit my job. I still have a degree in nursing. I don't even use it because I've been doing this the last
Did they think you were crazy?
Bro, they still think I'm crazy. Like my sister and my
Honestly, I think you
family.
should go back.
Yeah, bro, that's the plan. No, but yeah, ever since then, that's just how I got into it, how I started, never going back. So
That's sick, dude.
yeah, I mean, we're all OGs.
That's so sick.
I had a little bit of a different story. I joined like a little bit after Ollie, like a couple months after.
Mm-hmm.
I was never into like making money online or like even making money in general. I was just like playing college sport, and my goal was just to go pro.
Soccer.
Yeah, I was playing soccer in college, and then it didn't work out. And I was like, well, I have 1 semester left. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life, until this random guy came up on my TikTok as well for some reason.
TikTok?
I think I found you on YouTube.
Dude, we got to get back on TikTok.
Yeah, because I was getting all my info from TikTok, and I came across this guy talking about like making money online in general. So like I did the normal like how to make money online. It's like sales, and I took it to TikTok, and then same video came up. I went through all your videos. I was like still iffy about it. I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be good at it. I don't know if I want to do sales, blah blah. Because I was still in college. Like, I still had a semester left, and then I was just like following your content for a while. And then it was like I was you and then someone else, and I talked to them, and I was just like, I hate these guys. Like they're just not good. And then like he like ran through my call, and he was like, yeah, it's like, and he told me the amount, and I'm like, no, I'm not giving you that. I was like working at a restaurant making like $2,000 a month. Yeah, I was just like, bro, I'm not giving you that. And then I was just like watching your content. I just related to it because we're close in age. And I was like, okay, well, if he's doing it, I definitely can do it. And then I just booked a call, and then I hopped on with Nemo. and he was like Nehemiah.
Legend.
Like, yeah, he just like walked me through everything, and I was like, look, I don't have the money, but like I'll work and like I'll make the money, I'll come back. Yeah, bro, like no problem. He was like sending me like resources, like results and everything. I was just like, yeah, I was like wiping tables. I was like, I'll pick up extra shift, and then I did it, and then I got in. And the funny part is, I only did it for like 2-3 weeks, going through everything, and I was like, this is not working. I'm gonna quit. And I was like, I remember talking to Kishan on one of his calls, and he's like, he does one of Kishan's like pep talks, and
Yeah.
he was just like, bro, you've been doing it for like less than a month. Just like give it some time. Just actually like go through and actually try. Okay, like we're just gonna try. And like a couple weeks later, he hits me up and he's like, yo, do you want to come work for CC? And I was like sitting in my college apartment. I was like, yes. I like talked to my roommates. I was like, I'm gonna sit on you. I'm gonna sit on you. I'm gonna sit on you. It was like so crazy how everything connected, because sports got done, but then this came up, so
Yeah.
like, I can just like grind it out, because it's like it's very similar in
Yeah.
terms of like just putting in work and grinding it out.
That's sick, dude. Yeah, Andrew was our DM setter for a good while.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I'll give a quick story as well. I was trying to like run an agency that ecom. Like I'm sure like a lot of people watching this and are trying to make something work in this online space. But I was sitting in a break room in Home Depot. This was working back then in the fucking attire, the orange
The
attire.
orange.
Yeah. And I was saying, dude, I hated life. And I have a picture of this. And I was like, man, I got to get something to work. And I was on TikTok, funny enough. And Luke had just bought his mom a house during that time.
Yeah.
He posted a video, and I was like, man, this is so sick. Let me just like reach out to this guy. A couple months go by, and again, it's just like the same thing. And the biggest reason like I like wanted to even like get into this space more specifically was Luke, because kind of the same story. I was like born in Iran, and I'll send pictures of this. Like the house I grew up was literally a mud house. Like it was made out of mud. Born like in the mountains. Illegally, I should probably. It's fine now.
How did y'all get over here?
So my dad, I'm glad he did it. So he just sent me back to Iran. I had to figure shit out myself. And then my visa had, or my green card had almost expired, or it had expired like when I was about to go back. So I just pulled, I don't know, it was God's will. It was a long ass story, but I'll get to it like maybe one day. I guess it was just meant to be for me to get back here. Like nobody checked my stuff, and I kid you not, if I would have been checked, I would have been deported back to Qatar, because that was like where I was
Yeah.
coming from. So just,
They didn't
just
check
like-
any of your stuff.
They didn't. No.
Was
That
this under Kamala and
No,
Biden?
this was 2000 and this was 2020. So yeah.
Damn, you got in under Trump. You got lucky.
This was
bro.
during COVID time, so there was no planes. So they were just like, yeah, it was a fucking shit show. But I got in, and then when I joined CC, it was the last webinar ever. So it was just, again, funny enough. It was March 13th or 14th, if I'm not mistaken. Joined and like actually got inside. I was like, the crazy thing is, I knew I was about to get like pitched. I was like, this is not a free class. Let's get it going. I brought my card. I was like, all right, let's get it going. I think Kishan was on that call too. It was back when you were in what place you were.
My old
like,
place,
Yeah, he came. I was like, who's this guy? I'm like, oh, I seen this guy as well. I'm like, oh, he's like young college kid. I'm like, all right, I can make it work. And then joined, went through a bunch of stuff. This is the thing I'm sure everyone's like gets frustrated with. Like, okay, cool. Like they think they're gonna make fast money. It's just not how stuff works.
Now you're
Like,
learning a whole new world,
exactly. You like your biggest thing should be stacking skills until you are in a position to be paid X amount of money. It took me almost a year to get to where I am today. And I mean, it's been over a year since I've been inside CC, but it took me over, I think probably like 8-9 months to hit my first 10K month. And the biggest thing I've seen why people even get to this position is because a lot of people that I knew kind of give up. They're just not, they don't have it. I feel like the it factor. And I'm not saying I do. I was just dumb enough to stick through. I was like, fuck it, it's gonna come. 10K is just right there around the corner. And funny enough, the 10K plus like flew by it. 30K, 35K.
Yeah, what was your goal when you got to 10K?
This is so stupid. All right, so so you're gonna find this funny. So when I joined back then, it was called Sales Accelerator.
Yeah.
It was for 1.5K. I didn't even have 1.5K. I had like, dude, I had to 3Pay that shit. That's how poor I was. When I got into this, I was so poor I didn't even have a bed. It was just like, and I can show you pictures. It's just a computer. It's just a computer and a monitor, and that's it. It's like a desk. That's
So,
like
so
nothing.
you're making $30K a month and you haven't bought a bed.
I have, and the reason is I was like, okay, I want to get to 10K so I can say, okay, I earned it. And then kind of blew up by 10K. I was like, all right, I'll do it when I get to 20. And then I did like 35. Like, I'll do it when I get to 40. It's just going. I should probably get a bed. My back
Yeah, you
is
should
hurting.
probably get a bed.
Yeah. So don't be stupid like me. But yeah, biggest thing is just, sticking out. I mean, meeting these guys. But it's been a pleasure, to say the least. It's a great experience. Everybody, for some reason, loves to shit on CC. It's like
It does happen a little bit.
it's
doesn't
too
it?
much in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like I understand like people can like, okay, it's a joke or two, but like CC may not be the best in like every regards or like whatever you want to call it, right? You just like to shit on it for whatever fucking reason. But CC has been the best investment I've made because it was the gateway into many things. Made friendships, got into being in, place with Luke Alex, right? All this shit. So don't knock it before you try. That's the best way for me to put it. And you got to give your.
This is a sick come up story, bro.
I was just talking with you the other day, and you talked about your story from a mud house and like this. What'd you just do for your family a few months ago?
And I have this on my phone as well. Like I have my goals. I write them down every single month just so I can look at them every time I get on my phone. And on here I say like my biggest thing is to like retire my dad. But before that, I was to buy them a house. And funny enough, last month and a half, I paid down the down deposit for their house. Gonna be paying their payments as well. So
Let's go,
it's
dude.
It's a small thing.
That's
you know?
that's so
Nothing
sick.
great.
That is
Yeah.
so sick. Like people, we're not like guys. We're not doing this as like a sales pitch for whatever. He texted me and was like, "Hey, they're all in town. I was working, and we decided to just do a group interview. So none of this is like pre-scripted anything. I didn't even know that you got your parents' house.
No, I just told Kishan that. I mean, I told these dudes because you know, I was like, dude, I fucking did it. So,
Dude, that's so sick. Like that story's crazy. Like you're in a hospital, you're in college, you don't know what the fuck to do. You're in a mud hut, and all these people online see this and they're like, "Oh, I can't do it. I live in the suburbs and I have everything that I could need in a first world, but oh no, I can't do it. It's not for me. That guy's a scammer. These guys don't." Like, bro, if you guys, and I'm not saying you guys as in like we started bad or anything, but if you guys can do this, if everyone else can do this, if he can, he was a college frat kid taking sales calls, and now everyone's crushing it, you know, and that's not normal. Like, it's not normal at all. I don't think you guys should take that for granted, like any of you guys. Like, you all are, like, you've worked your ass off. Like, it's been a year, like, you're crushing it. So when I talk about this, making money's cool. Learning the skill set's cool. Like, this is the vehicle you guys chose and why. But the other cool thing that people don't really get to see a lot, because like I'm honestly really bad at posting it online, is you guys have been traveling. Look at him grin. Look at him grin. You guys have been traveling, doing cool stuff because of your freedom. And it's always the marketing pitch, right? Location freedom, time freedom, money freedom. And you guys have all three, right? So where have you guys gone? Don't be inappropriate, but if you have any crazy travel stories.
So, I mean,
He's already grinning.
it's just cool to see. Like, I want to preface before we get into it that like the coaching is great. That coaching will take you far, but like meeting people, I think will take you farther. You know, like I never put myself out there before, and chance we hopped on mocks together and just started becoming friends, and you know, it's turned to friendly like roast sessions, stuff like that, and then you just become like, you know, closer and stuff. You know, so from there, you know, earlier this year we decided to finally like meet up. We've been like on Zooms, all this stuff talking for months now. So we're like, you know, let's plan something. We have we're crushing it in sales. We can pick up and go wherever we want. Mm-hmm. So we're like, let's go somewhere where the time zone isn't too bad, where we're not going to get like screwed over with, you know, calls and stuff. So we went to Colombia. We went to Medellin we lived there. For,
the entrepreneur to Colombia pipeline.
Yeah. So we,
I blame Temple now.
These guys are going.
Bro, Temple, I love Temple. Temple's going to see this and be like, these guys are smart.
You guys are going to Tulum next week, aren't you?
Yeah. No,
You're coming too, right?
Funny enough, we actually went to Medellin, booked the same Airbnb as Temple.
Really?
Yeah, we opened up the drawer, we see Temple Nader's whatever.
Birthday. It was a good birthday.
And it was just funny. But yeah, we lived there for a couple months and just really got to experience different stuff. And being in Ohio, there's really not much to do in certain areas, as you know. Especially in PA and North Carolina. I mean, you know, East Coast in general, it's not the hot spot like Miami and all this stuff. So like, screw it. Let's go somewhere. Let's, you know, see who we can meet. And, you know, we've met big people, met people doing big things and, you know, in Colombia, stuff like that, big real estate dudes, stuff like that. So just like putting ourselves in a position to meet them. But yeah, we lived in Colombia for a couple months, loved it. You know, we got friends down there still, like doing sales and stuff. So we're probably going to plan something soon. Hopefully we can maybe try to come here. We've been talking about it for,
Move to Miami?
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a little bit, but yeah, we've been to Colombia so far, back and forth to Miami a ton so far. And yeah, these are like my guys to travel with now. So
that's
it's
sick,
like,
dude.
There was two more. It was Rocco and Danny.
We couldn't fit everybody on a couch.
Yeah. Rocco's somewhere over here, but he's on a call. But our dude Danny, NCC, he did 45K in a month.
Oh yeah, I know Danny. Yeah.
And he's in Medellin right now, and he keeps bugging us like, dude, when are you guys gonna come back? And it's just crazy because it's a conversation we can have. Yeah. That we can shit, we can. If
did you guys ever think like you would be getting calls with your boys like, hey bro, come to Colombia, let's go hang out?
Dude, it was crazy because when he talked about it, we're like, dude, you know, it's just one of those things that we'll plan and it's never gonna make it out of the group chat, you know what I mean? And then we end up on a Zoom call, all 5 of us, and we're like, all right, it's this price. And then everyone started whipping out their cards, and I'm like, oh shit, we're actually doing it. And then, it was the best experience of my life. And I think it opened my eyes to what more is actually out there.
Bro, traveling is huge. Andrew, here, give us Andrew. You like Colombia?
Oh, I'm a big fan of Colombia. But I want to bring it back to something you were talking about just earlier, is like not believing in yourself, or like not being able.
It's probably the
to
most
do it.
common thing I see, bro.
One thing I've experienced myself, and I know these two might have as well, is like people around you not also believing in you, or like especially like you could tell this too, like if you're doing it in college, people around you are like, bro, like you're just wasting your time, or like it's a scam. Or,
Didn't
like,
your roommate shit on you?
Yep, my roommate was shitting on me, and there's another guy. If you're watching this, you know exactly who you are. We got in a fight when I was in Colombia, and because he was just like he kept like making fun of everything I do, and I made the most amount of money during.
Tell
that
him
time.
kick rocks. Are you in Colombia,
Yeah,
dog?
yeah.
Didn't think so.
Back to Colombia. That was the best experience of my life. I was actually very hesitant about because I didn't like traveling. I was just like so iffy. I've never really traveled on my own before. Yeah, until these two like sat me down and they're like, just come. What's the worst case scenario? He's like, you just go back.
Yeah.
So just come, and I booked it, and then I was there for like 3-4 days, and I was like, I hate it. Like it's out of my routine. Like I don't like it, and I was like about to book my flight back, and then he sat me down, and he was like, what are you doing? He's like, we're all just like we were just getting here. We're just like adapting to everything. So just like give it another week. And then I gave it another week, and I was like, okay, like I'm making more money than I've ever did. I'm hanging out with people. I'm meeting new people. So I was like, okay, we'll just stay for 3 more weeks. And then the plan was actually to stay for just 1 month.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the first month, we're like, okay, we're just gonna extend it for like 1 more week, and then 1 more week, and then 2 more weeks. And at the end, we're like, okay, we're just going to go back. So we ended up being like a 2-month trip. But it helped me grow up a lot, because growing up, again, being like the whole athlete thing, like everything was planned out for me.
Mm-hmm.
And we talk about it all the time. It's like I couldn't do anything on my own, you know? So living on my own for 2 months, not in college, not just like in a whole different country where I don't even speak the language.
That's a lot.
You know, so you had to learn. Like we got better at Spanish, just like talking to people in general. That helped me grow up, not just like as money aside and everything, like just like grow up as a person. And it was a great experience.
That's sick, dude. Traveling's huge. It's so huge. Did you like Colombia?
I mean, it's not even about the Colombia. It's just about, you know, having the freedom of doing whatever you want. Like, what is it? It's Thursday, 5 p.m. People are probably, you know, driving
I didn't
back
even
from
know what
their
day
home.
it is.
You know, it's like we're in Brickell right now. I didn't even know this. Brickell is like the center of like financial for like Miami.
It
It's like,
is about to basically be like, and I don't want to say this wrong, I think Manhattan. I've never
Exactly.
even been to New York. I think it's about to be the Manhattan
Exactly.
of Florida.
and like you're walking around, you're probably like, you know, you're seeing these dudes, these older gentlemen, you know, who are dressed up. They're going to work 8 a.m., 9 a.m., coming back 9, 6, sometimes even later. And, you know, you're making probably, if not, you know, the same, probably even more.
You're
than what
making
these-
more than 90% of people
Exactly.
you see. Yeah.
And it's just the fact that you can do these things that you want to do, whatever, you know, the hell you please, right? So that's the biggest thing about it. Sales is the biggest thing that, you know, no matter what you do in life. And when I heard this, I was like, what the hell are they talking about? And it's so true. Everything in life is sales. But the biggest thing is like, you know, people are always afraid of not getting results, or just afraid of themselves, and they'll push things off over and over again. And once you realize that, hey, no matter what, this work needs to be done. It doesn't matter what I do, where I go, I got to get this shit done. Like, you'll never get to anywhere. So you can keep stalling it, but, you know, that's just what it comes down to. So
You got to make
do the work.
decisions.
Exactly, do the work.
Yo,
Uh-oh.
lock my door, bro. Why is my door open? Bro, we've had too much crazy shit for my door to not be locked the last 2 days. Come on, man.
I slipped in a puddle on the way.
It was the same.
I ate shit in front of like 15 people. It was bad.
You need a towel?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll get you a towel. And then you can come sit down and hop in, Gavin. Okay, so now Gavin's joining us. He just fell in a puddle.
It looks like he's wearing a dress. You know?
It's all gray.
Close your legs.
Here, give the mic to Gavin real fast. We got to give your update. What do you make a month?
10 to 20, 10 to 15, 10 to 15.
Where did that 20 come from?
Yeah, he just goes 20.
Manifesting. We're gonna get there.
Okay,
Yes.
so everyone, you said this earlier. You're like, people like to shit on CC. I think that's just a meme because we have actually been successful for so long, and most of these info companies are like, you pop for a year and then you die. Like, who do you guys know in 2021 that was around that is still around? It's like very few people, very few. But in that, is skill. I always have been a believer of like, you have to actually be good at this thing. You can't just bullshit your way to whatever. And I guess because we did lifestyle marketing and we did some cool stuff and good marketing, that people assumed that there was no skill. There was like no anything to back it up, right? So for you guys, and I guess we can start with you, Gavin, you are now a coach inside Closer Cartel. How important do you guys think it is to actually become skilled at this thing, opposed to all of the like high ticket closer people that are online that are not good and are like, oh, this is a scam, it doesn't work. When they suck, they just are not good at the skill. Why do you guys think that is? And for you specifically, like, what did you guys get good at within sales that made you like, bro, you're making 30K a month. That's a fucking lot of money. Like, why are you making that much compared to someone that's making like 5 or struggling? And where's that skill gap? I know it's a long question, but
Yeah, that makes sense. So I think the main thing is realizing how low the barrier of entry is, which is why so many people can like act like they're good or like, maybe close a few deals and people think they're, hot shit. I think that's the main thing. But then also realizing because the barriers of entry is so low that you're easily replaceable. So that's why it's really important to actually be good, because if you get on an offer, especially some of these top performing offers that are doing over, $500,000 a month, if you're bad, especially as a closer or setter, you're gone in a week. So having that actual skill set before you get these opportunities, because you can network your way to opportunities all you want, but if you get on there and you can't actually perform, then they're just going to have the next guy up. So
facts.
keeping in mind that the barrier of entry is low, which is good for beginners, but also keeping in mind you actually need to learn the skill to be good. So that's how you stand out. But I think that's how I'd sum that up.
Facts. And then on what he said, how did you guys get good? Like, how did you, obviously like you're learning and like that's common sense, but how did you actually get good at the skill to where you can go sell this or that or something else, or use the skill in your interactions, like with the guys you meet in Colombia, you said, right?
Yeah.
Like, how did you get good at that skill?
It sounds just basic, but repetition. I mean, you're gonna have to do the boring stuff no one wants to do. You're gonna have to isolate and do, the stuff that you keep putting to the side. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna get done, but you learn the most through like trial and error. And when you feel like you're just constantly failing, you take a second to understand why, and then that's when you start to adapt, start doing different things. So for me, like for example, I sucked at talking to people. Like I was stuttering, I was doing all this and that. I actually asked you a question like on the first like call, like one of the first calls I joined. I was like, dude, like how do I articulate myself? Like a while ago, and then people are like, oh, you got to read books, you got to do stuff that you're not usually doing. I'm like, damn, I'm not really talking to anyone. But that's just an example of I had to talk to more people. I had to put more reps in. I had to do things over and over and over again until I knew what to say. I knew how to say it. I knew why I was saying it. Stuff like that. Like you're not going to get good at something if you just try it a couple times and, oh, damn, I'm failing and, stuff like that. So understanding that I had a problem, being open-minded as well. A lot of people have this ego with them that, oh, I don't need help. I just,
it's
it's the offer I'm on or this and, stuff like that. But you have to take a second to look at, okay, like what are you doing that's, that can better off that situation. You know what I mean? So for me, it was a test too, because I never thought of it like that. I was kind of like, it's never me. I'm never the problem. And then, I come to sales and then this dude, hopping on calls with him and he's like, dude, you got to do this. You got to do that. Did you ask that? And I'm like, damn, like the self-accountability, I think, is a huge skill that people don't lack. Like, it's crazy that I have to say it's a skill when it should be like given. But that's something I had to learn. And then once you pretty much like understand that you pretty much are the problem in most 99% of situations, that's when you can start to apply different things, understand different things, and just get better overall. I think that starts with that. So that's like one thing I had to learn, and like the skill set that really got me to where I am today is just saying, I have a problem, I need to fix it, and just utilizing the help.
I agree 100%. You're closing now.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember telling you when you were DM setting, because you like asked to be a closer or something, or maybe it was a coaching call, and I was like, no, you're not good enough.
Yeah.
I was like, you're not good enough yet.
Yeah.
What did you do to take that from me telling you, I was trying to be as constructive as I can. I'm like, dude, you're not good enough, to you're now making 6 figures a year because you're good enough. What happened there?
I think what you said just pissed me off. Like that's just basically what it is. It was just like, I think it raised my self accountability. It's like, okay, maybe I'm not as good as I think I am. Especially like if it continues, like if the same thing continues to happen and you're expecting a different result, that's just madness.
Yeah.
So I think it just like, a quick answer is just like, I did the same shit over and over and I got better at it, But like, that's what I was saying is like, bro, you can't expect to get good within like 2 days.
It's
you
a
know?
it's a process, dude.
Yeah.
That's where everyone fucks up. Is they're applying this for whatever reason. Like, I'm going to go into a new skill set in a new industry I've never been in, do something I've never done before, and if I don't succeed in 30 days, it's a scam. Like, dude, you go to school for however many years. You go to college for 4 years per degree. It's 4 to 12 years depending on what you're going for, and then you're put into the workforce. And then if you still don't make money or you make low money, you're like, oh, this sounds about right. Yeah. But people won't apply that to this because they treat it like kind of like a game when it's a career, bro. This is a business. This is a real serious thing, and I don't think people take it seriously.
And I think part of it is getting caught up in like comparing yourself to other people, especially in this space. Like, you obviously have the guys that come in here and make like 10, 15K in like their first month, but not like that's something I struggled with.
It's an outlier.
Yeah, like I thought the first month I would come here as a sider, like I'm gonna make 10, 15 grand, just like dialing for like 3 hours a day, you know. But it's just like you're just not good enough. That's what people have to understand. And part of it is obviously like the community, just like being held accountable by these guys, showing up to calls. Like, I think part of the reason I got so good is because I was just like showing up to every call. Like, even
you were active. You were very active.
Like, it's just like that's I think what kind of got me the results is just like coaching is cool, but like, bro, it's who you know. You know, like you could join any course or any community, but like if people don't know who you are, if you're not talking in there, no one's gonna help you.
Agree.
You know, like Kishan helped all of us because we became friends. When I was setting for Kishan, he would just like hop on calls with me because I was just like always asking for help, or like I was always sending him like calls. I'm not gonna lie, at first I did suck, and he did let me know. You know, that's what I needed to hear, just to get better. You need to eat shit because you're not gonna come in here all good, like knowing everything. Like, this is part of the learning. Is just you're just gonna suck.
I agree.
You know, so it's just part of the game.
What do you think, man?
What was the question again? Two of you last.
Your skill set, like you're making a lot of money. Do you think that is because of luck, or do you think that is because of you got very skilled at a thing? And if so, whichever one that is, that's your opinion. How did you get good at that thing? Like, there's a lot of people that will watch this that are at 5K, 6, 8, whatever, and they're like, fuck, dude, 30 bands a month? How do I do that?
You don't. No, I'm just playing. It comes down to two things. One is skill set, right? You could be, no matter what, on the best offers, like Gavin explained, and you could be, Kaka and wee whiz in terms of skill set, and not be able to close anything, not close any late outs, right?
What'd you call me?
What you say?
No, just like you could be horrible. Right, I was just horrible. You could just be horrible in terms of closing, right? Not be able to do anything. It doesn't matter. You could be, in a Ferrari and just crash. Same thing, analogy, right? At the second time, or I guess that's the first thing. Second thing is you could also be the best, but if you're also on a horrible offer,
My good old two marketing points is you need skill set, and you need a good offer.
Exactly. Those are the two biggest things.
Yep.
Right. So if both of those align, there you go. First is you have to, build a skill set up, because no matter what, like you're going to need that. That's just what you could sell yourself off of. And from there is getting, having friends, connections, right? All these guys in this room, right? They know people, they get you connected. Same thing with anything, right? That's why places like Miami, right? You go to, I call it the Mecca of money Twitter, is Ojo. Ojo Agua.
The cafeteria.
No.
The cafeteria.
Can't talk about that. The cafeteria. Like, I remember last year, I came down to, oh my God, it was the same time last year. Probably making 2 or 3K a month. Horrible offer. Hated it. Won't say the guy's name for some reason. But I was here, same thing. Came down for a week, met some friends, just got connected, got an offer. Literally, when I went back home, and then started, adding another, like, I think it was 3 to 4K, which isn't much, but, not bad when you're surviving with no bed in the room, right? So, yeah, I mean, again, it just comes down to the two biggest things: having the right people, having the right, connections, and then also being able to, perform. So those are the two biggest things I would say. So there's a group of people on Twitter, on Money Twitter more specifically, and they've been making a good amount of money, and, they deserve it. Why not? But the fact that some of these people, and I won't say any names, right? They just like to hate for some damn reason.
Bro, that's just Twitter as a whole.
And yeah, that's true. But at the end of the day, like, I hope someone looks at this and like realizes, like, I hope I piss you off that I'm making 35K. I hope that pisses you off so you can get motivated, right, and do something with it, right? At the end of the day, that's just the way I like it. But it's so whack to see people just hating on a program that they've either been in or haven't been in. And I understand, like, here's the thing: no matter what, any program you go to, and I've invested a lot of money into a lot of programs. If you don't get in there, if you don't become good friends with the people inside there, you're not going to be able to use it. If I didn't do the same thing, if I didn't become good friends with Kish and all these guys here, I probably would have never been here either.
And it's always victim. It's like,
Exactly.
like, you didn't do this for me. Like, dude, I spent 50 grand on something last year where if I didn't go myself and ask questions,
Yeah.
there was nothing. Like there's like a course and your normal info stuff. But like you have to take initiative and go get the help. Like I just paid a guy 25 grand to help me learn ads at a high level. And that's like all we've been focusing on the last couple months. You know what I get? I get Messenger access to the guy.
Yeah.
And that's all I need. Like I've learned more from this than I have like really any other investment I made. And it's just Messenger. Like I'm just like, hey, how do I do this? With 2 words. Like that's all you need. I think the hate thing, I think that's my fault.
Yeah.
Because I built a brand on
Van
Twitter.
Cleefs.
Oh, what'd you say?
Van Cleefs. Dude, I was gonna say, literally just mentioned it. I was telling Kitchen, I'm like, yo, I want to fuck around and get Luke like a Timo Van Cleef. Just
No.
I'm like, Ben's about to punch me.
I can't wear it, dude.
No, don't.
If you got me Van Cleef, I'd be like, dude, thank you so much,
Bro,
but I can't wear
totally.
this.
bullets instead.
Exactly,
Yeah,
bullets.
Van Cleef is for girls. Anyway, but I think it's because I built a brand that was so abrasive on purpose to try to get eyeballs and views.
Yeah.
Then we just made it a habit of like people kind of starting beef with us.
Beef with like every other day. Luke was in his Twitter space.
It worked. It worked.
Bro, I mean, if Closer Cartel was bad, it wouldn't be around.
Oh no,
Like,
yeah,
if
100%.
if we really weren't about it, you wouldn't be around.
Dude, we legitimately like drama and perception aside, I don't know of except for one, and I think you guys sell for it. That's the only other program that I know of that has had that level of results for that
yeah.
long. Like, dude, to do this since 2021, like you kind of know because you worked with us. It's fucking hard, bro. Like this, like I reached the point where I was like, I can't even make content anymore because I got so burnt out from it. Like this first YouTube video we've made in, I don't even know.
You're welcome.
Like I don't even know how long.
Bro, from being behind the scenes, I think that helped me a lot too. Because before this, I was a little bit not entitled, but like I thought like, oh, just being on the team, I'm gonna automatically make the money. But just like,
Not really.
but just like seeing how you operate, how he operates, just like getting shit done. Like he doesn't wait around to get something done. Like, and you would always say this is like, if you need something, like you need to take accountability. Maybe not to get it done, but to at least let you know that this needs to get done. And this will set you apart. Like I remember when I first started, I used to ask you like, how can I establish myself more? Or how can I like just be more useful to the team? And it was just like, you just gotta do more. I didn't know what that meant, but it was just like, you just gotta do more. Like just go figure something out and do more. You know?
You just got to bring value to people, bro.
You just gotta, create a problem and solve it ultimately. But yeah.
We're not going down that road. We're not going down that road.
That adds up. But on the point of like offers and like people that have been around for a while, the way I look at it, just because I'm like 20, so I have a lot of friends that are in college. Like they'll pay over $100,000, right, and commit to something for 4 years, but they can't pay a couple $1,000s and commit to something for 6 months. When realistically, 6 months is all it takes. But most people haven't tried anything. But if you look at it like you would look at anything else, like especially with online businesses, one, okay, where's their actual business, right? Where are the actual people in their business? Can you see the results that they're getting? Are you just seeing the person saying they can do stuff for you and you don't see any wins, or it's just the same person? Or is it actually new people like us, like actually in person telling you like what we do? And then also like, okay, how long has the community been around? Like, is it something that just like popped up out of nowhere? You don't see the person that does the business or say they do the business actually do it. Be like, okay, he says he does Amazon, and okay, where's his Amazon store? It's like, okay, it's probably not there, right? But when you're following someone that actually does sales and they're actually people making money with sales month over month consistently, or whatever it is, really looking at that. But the main thing is obviously the commitment aspect. Like you can commit to something for 4 years and go into debt, but you can't work hard, save up a couple $1,000s and commit to something for 6 months that can actually change your life and put you in a position you want to be in. So when you conceptualize that, I think, a lot of people are going to be looking in the mirror for a while after that.
That's a crazy way to put it.
Hope you're not in too deep. I'm looking at you, Ivy League schools. Hope you're not in too deep.
Like going off the point of like, yeah, you have to learn the skill set, stuff like that, start networking. But I see a lot of people, and I think all of us have been through it now, especially him, where
Nah, I don't do that. Not me.
no, like they first join in, their first time investing, whatever, and they just straight, hey, like asking for handouts, do this, and that. Like it took us over a year and
We didn't ask for
a
shit.
year to go through the trials and tribulations to find a decent offer. But like, there's a saying that like to everyone watching who's starting something, it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be freezing.
And you're gonna have to stay in the
He
cold.
sounds like Kamala.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be freezing. So, but
She did not make those collard greens. Kamala did not make those collard greens. She's not black.
All right.
and
Sorry, I just had to put
demonetized. No, just kidding.
We weren't making any from it.
But no, like you guys are gonna have to go through that process. Like, you can't just expect handouts. Like I see so many people. Like when we were posting wins in the wins channel, people are just, hey, let me get on this. Let me get feet off that. Like, bro, you guys gotta like
Get your hands up.
Yeah, hey,
put it away.
Yeah, that brother's starving. but no, like I see so many people. They just rush so quick to, to the person that's killing it, but took years and stuff to get
That's
that
the
themselves.
thing that no one wants to hear, bro.
We have
I've
a
been doing
kid
this
from
shit since
India.
2018.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me
Like-
talk my shit a little bit. How many jobs have I given out in the past fucking 6 months?
Uncountable. We need a job counter, and it's
Yeah.
just an infinity.
Yeah, I'm
symbol.
gonna put that. I'm gonna get like a LED sign in my room, and that says how many jobs there is.
Replace your stupid sign with that sign.
stupid sign.
Bro created more jobs than Kamala.
Yeah.
But you also don't just hand them out to everyone. Like
You have to earn it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
The thing no one understands about sales is every single one of these fucking, and you guys tell me this, is guaranteed placement a thing?
No.
No.
Just like I was saying before.
It's not a
You
thing.
can get guaranteed place, but if you suck, you're getting guaranteed kicked.
Yes.
So
I got guaranteed
Like
kids.
every offer that you guys have heard of or that you see that is like, oh, guaranteed placement. Oh, this person told me they're going to place me. No matter how we market and you market certain things in a certain way to appear desirable, because if I told you guys on that webinar how hard and how much shit you're going to have to eat, none of you would have done it. No one in their right mind is like, I'm going to go do that. I'd be like, fuck this. I'm going to go be a normie. Like, you're not going to do that. But you have to word things in a certain way so then people come in and they think, oh, I'm just going to get it handed to me. Like you said. Like, oh, bro, let me get on that offer. No, dude, you suck.
Yeah.
Sales is performance-based. You play the game. If you're bad, what happens?
boot, baby, like Italy.
Anyway, but I also want to talk about, like, I think in coaching programs too, there's a lack of people that care, and this is totally unbiased. You guys can all say this. Do you guys have a coach in your life that cares as much as I do about you guys? Besides Gavin.
I think they care more.
The second coach is the other Closer Cartel
The
coach.
reason why I was
That's
late
what
to
it
this
says.
call, or the late to this podcast, was because I was fulfilling on a call. We got people better. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, let me do an update about that call. We have 2 people joined in the last 2 weeks. They're both killing it, already on offers as well. Another kid just got on another offer as well. He came from an Amazon offer doing $200K. 3 new jobs were updated to me just as of today. And I do 3 calls a week, by the way. That's 1, 2, 3. So it's an average of 9 new jobs coming in. So if you're jobless right now, it's not going to be easy, but it's possible.
We used to have this discussion all the time, and you probably heard this when we would have those team calls before they were compartmentalized. We would like ask ourselves, we're like, why are we as a business not making the money we want to make, but we have the best results and the best like love and the you guys turned the Discord into a fucking I don't even know what to call it. Like that Discord
It's
is
just
like
like a high school friend group.
dude, it's like its own culture of human beings. It's like it's like crazy. But we would always ask ourselves, we're like, bro, like Closer Cartel is crushing it. The students are crushing it. How do we make more money? I always prided ourselves, even if we didn't make the most compared to like other info companies and whatnot. I was like, dude, no one else has as good of a feel with people. Like no one loves this as much. Like him, Devin, some other students were like, I'll get it tatted on my leg right now.
Yeah.
Like they were you were gonna do it. You're gonna
Then I
put
backed
tattoos
out.
on your leg. Like they're in there making memes about shit. Like, and it gets a little childish and I have to yell at you guys, but like the community and especially Kishan and now you and Devin, like, dude, I'm telling you guys, I've been in 50K masterminds. I've been in this shit. Nobody has support and more care for students than we do.
Bro, my first time in Miami was like around the same time last year, and I stayed with Mason, who was also in Closer Cartel. And it was just like just walking down the street. There's so many people that you meet. I think my first time was meeting you at breakfast, and you just like popped up. And it's just like meeting these people in person. Like when you see them online, they're like up here in your eyes for some reason, but when you see them in person, they're just like they're human beings. Just like, and I think you did a great job in terms of just like hopping on calls with people or just like giving feedback to the community in general. That it's just like not a lot of other people that are doing the same thing are that close with their community. So
Yeah.
I think it just started with that. Is like just hopping on calls, like you having like what 2 hour calls with people sometimes. It wasn't even sales related question. It was just like people were just like curious about like life, and you just like talk to them. So I think that was like the biggest reason of like why this community is like so like close to each other.
I had a football coach that would always yell at us, and he'd be like, it's a want-to thing. If you run to the ball until the whistle stops, it's not ingrained in you, it's a want-to. Like you desire to do that. We, as a community and as a coaching program, and I don't even coach anymore. And our results have even like continued to get better. And that's a testament to it's a want-to thing. Like he and Devin want to help people. Like this is all he does. We sell Spanish for like our IPO clients and stuff, but helping
the students want to show up. That's another.
yeah,
big thing.
and that's what it has to be. Is it has to be a 50-50 between we are going to teach you the skill, we'll show you the mechanism, whatever, but you have to meet us halfway. And we have such a want to. And Kishan, you can speak on that.
Yeah.
Of I don't know who cares this much.
Yeah.
And this is not a sales pitch. We're
Yeah.
we're just documenting.
No, genuinely, and then I'll give props to like your guys' business owner too. Who knows who's watching? But like we'll go student for student, and like those like the only
Band
ones
for
that,
band.
Those are the only ones I'm like, holy shit, like okay, yeah, like maybe they're like giving us a run for their money, but like it's a totally different industry.
Yeah.
They care. Like,
Yeah, it's because they care. Like when I talk to that bro human being, they're like they flex student results instead of flexing like how much money they make, and it's the same shit with us. Like I'm like, yeah, I've given six figure opportunities in the past week. It serves there is a little bit of selfishness behind it. Also, too, it helps me sleep at night. But like, if you know how to treat people, it has served my pockets way more because the amount of referrals we get, the amount of people the amount of just opportunities that I've gotten. Like, students will come and they'll be like, "Hey, can you fix my business owner sales process because you helped me out so much, and now I'm willing to give you this referral." Like the people that just get people in and then don't give a fuck about their students it's shooting themselves in the foot. But also, too, like, bro, like at the age of 21, I've been able to serve hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And I get text of, bro, you changed my life. And thank you so much for all these different things. And like, that means more than anything to me, no matter the money or whatever. And like, that's why I continue to do it. Honestly, like I could chill. I could run 2 calls a week and like half-ass it. And I think maybe that's why like maybe CC has a rep. Cause like, I think a few years back we had coaches that
We had some coaches that now have a coaching program, and they were so fucking bad that I had to like take over the
I don't
thing.
think it was bad, but like it was just like
They
they
didn't care.
didn't treat it like their own, right?
No.
And like even though like technically this is not my thing, I treat it like it's my fucking baby. And that's what I pride myself on, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. So that's why.
That's what separates us. And dude, like we walk down the street now.
Yeah.
Like we go to Balin's and it's like groups
Yeah.
of random young kids.
We've changed like fucking. If you look inside our CC Discord, everyone's fucking wearing Cardi Blanche. Everyone's fucking.
We're sponsored by a nicotine brand.
Yeah.
Blow up brands.
But it's just like we started like a movement inside of like a fucking Discord group. No, I'm just kidding. But like at the end of the day, like it's just like a regular coaching program. But like when you get in there, it's like not. It's like something else, and like it's too hard to explain it, and like I can't even put words to explain it. But it's something special.
Another main thing that we focus on, Hassan, we were talking about this earlier, is like obviously it's a great community, but keeping in mind like who this is not for. Like, okay, if you're not someone that actually works hard or has like big aspirations, because the big thing is getting around like-minded people, right? So if you're completely left field and you're trying to join a community that's completely right field, until you fix your mindset and what you want to actually get out of something like that, it's not going to work. And that's a lot of like, that's a big challenge for people, right? Coming from small towns where no one makes money online, everybody's a labor worker, or hey, everybody in my family, they have doctorates and lawyer degrees and all this stuff, and that's the only thing that they know. But if deep down, you know that's not what you want to do, and you're actually willing to show up for yourself to not do that, then that's what this is for. It's not for the person that, hey, completely left field, maybe I'm going to try this, I'm going to dabble in this, or I'm going to half-ass this like I've been doing all my life. Okay, then it will just be the same result you've been getting. But I think that's a big thing as well, is that people can take self-accountability, like we were saying before, and self-awareness to say, hey, what do I actually want? And am I actually willing to show up for it? Because if you're not, then you could join our program, which is the best program in this space, and you could still not make it because you don't have that actual burning desire and that clarity on your vision. So I think that's also important to keep in mind.
I like that. I like that.
I'm reading off the teleprompter right here. Y'all can't see it, but I'm just kidding.
It's like hard work, but it's relatively like, I don't want to say easy, but it's like it's simple. Like all you have to do is just like be yourself in terms of like people around you, work hard, and that will open up so many doors for you. We all started in sales, but like now we're just like venturing, trying to do other things.
Who knows what you guys will get into?
You know? Yeah. So like me and Ollie, like we're working on something else on the side now aside from sales. But all it takes is just you just actually focusing, like Gavin was saying, for like 6 months. It's simple, just work, and then it's going to open up so many doors for you.
There's nothing like sales. If you go all in for 6 to 12 months, it will change your life this much. Like whether we had a coaching program, anything aside, like now where we're at in business, if it wasn't for the sales, none of this would work. Like literally none of what we do. Like we have an IPO client that does $30 million a year now that we're managing his entire sales process for. Kishan and I, you guys don't even know this, I don't think. Kishan and I are going to make $200,000 to $800,000 in a week in about 4 weeks, depending on how it goes. Minimum, we'll probably make like $150 minimum.
And then we're going to Wolf of Watches.
He's going to go buy a new watch. Like, bro, it's the same skill set, just amplified. Yeah. We have an opportunity to make $500,000 profit in a week. That's crazy, you know?
And it can be used as like, for your guys' thing, like used as a vehicle. Like the person that's a videographer for you right now, like he started,
Sai was a student.
For example, like Sai, for example, he's a videographer now out here in Miami, like working with a bunch of different people, some of the biggest in the space. But how he got there was through sales, right? Yeah. He actually learned how to sell, and he made some money with sales, like on offers. But what he really learned was how to sell himself and now sell his own service. So it's like a skill that you can transfer to everything, but in life is selling. You're always selling, you're always convincing, persuading something, whether it be 100%. A girl, a job. So that's a really good example of someone that started less than a year ago, now just signed a lease down here in Miami, was thinking about going door-to-door sales, which is still not a bad option, but obviously not what he wanted to do, and how sales was the vehicle to get him, you know, making 10K a month as a videographer and still connected in the sales space. So I think
he's selling a service now, the same thing. I think everybody, if you guys know how this is. People will watch this video, depending how viral this goes, and we'll put it everywhere. People will watch this, and you'll have different groups of people, but predominantly you'll have a large group of people that see this, and they're just, I don't know, it seems like bullshit. These guys were paid, like all the bullshit, limiting beliefs. So what I want to do is end this. All of you guys can say like one thing, like a sentence, whatever. But if you were speaking to that person or to your old self when you guys doubted, because you all said, you were like, I don't know, I didn't know if it was real. What would you say to that person? Independent of Closer Cartel versus whatever, like just genuinely good for that person's future. What would you say to that person?
I do this on my student interviews too, so you probably hear me say it all the time. But like, it's just like you have two options, right? It's either, hey, I can continue to, you know, like Chris Brown's song where he's like, you can't even hate from my side of the club, you can't even get in. But it's just like you can continue to hate from the outside and just be like, that's not real or this or that, or you can just fucking believe. Like, you're telling me that you see hundreds of thousands of people that claim to make money, you don't believe any of them? Like, don't get me wrong, there's people that like scam, there's people that do shady shit, but like you're telling me you don't believe any of them? Do these guys look like con artists to you? Like come on, man. And I'm saying this from someone that lived in like a fraternity house with 40 other people, and I was like a walking testament to them. They couldn't even believe it. Like, if you just find one belief that like, holy shit, this might actually be real and people actually do this, learn from someone and think about it logistically. Like, if you're playing a sport, like let's say I was playing soccer or something, and I use this on my sales calls too, so you probably hear this all the time. But like, if you learn from Lionel Messi, and Lionel Messi was like, do this, train like this, sleep like this, and you just did it, and you didn't give up, you'd probably get good at the thing, right? So if you learned a skill, it doesn't have to be sales, it could be anything that you want to do, but if you just learn from someone reputable and you did it, and you followed it, and you didn't give up, what would happen? Do you think you would just lose your money, or do you think you would probably make some money from it? And like, that's just how you need to think about everything in this life. Like, get your emotions out of the way. Of course, your emotions will be there. But if you start thinking a little bit more logistically of like, dude, if I just stick to something and I just fucking do it, like, you might actually get somewhere in your life. So that's what I would say.
That's all the proof we need. Yeah. Look at that. That's a sales pitch. Yeah, that's how you do sales. But the trick is it's real. It's real. It's not saying words and Fugazi like Wolf of Wall Street. It's genuine. That's why it works. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, kind of similar to like what he was saying, but a big thing that helped me, like, I mean, at this point I've spent almost $40,000 on education, just, you know, various programs, just trying to find what I wanted to do, what I didn't want to do. And I mean, maybe I was stupid for a couple of them, but I learned from it, you know. But going back to when you're first starting something, like your first time investing or something like that, like, people are always asking, oh, how do I know it's going to work for me? You don't, you know what I mean? You don't know if it's going to work for you. But if you have that preconceived notion of like telling yourself every little bad thing or only focusing on the negative, you're only going to get into the negatives that comes with it. So for me, a big like shift was, what if it does work? Mm-hmm. What if I do make the money I wanted to make? Because me, I mean, I feel like there's people that come in here that just don't think positively about anything, and you can't really help those people. You can't just,
it's hard.
You know, you can't help those people. Those people that know that, you know, that job, that school, that classroom, that's not for them. Those people that know that they, are destined for better things, as long as you know that and you start to look at things in a different lens, like a more positive lens, dude, you can do anything. If I've seen idiots make 100 G's a month, you know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like, I've
Agreed.
seen the dumbest of all people, and they're just making so much money. So just focus on like what can go right. You're the only person in control of that. So that was a big thing that shifted me to start seeing the numbers and start seeing, the results I was starting to, wanting to see in general, was just having that little shift.
Very well said.
know?
What about you, Gavin?
This brings me back to a point I helped somebody on one of my sales calls with, and I think it goes for a lot of people, especially, no matter where you are, whether it be college, whether it be a 9 to 5, whether it be, whatever you're dealing with, is I was talking to this person and I told him, you have big aspirations and like deep down, truly, if you're watching this right now, okay, then you're destined for something else. There's something else out there. So you can throw that out the window. Like, you're here, it's possible, right? The main thing is putting yourself in a room where that allows that, right? Most people are in a room where their potential is 20 feet, but the ceilings are 6 feet high, right? So you're just constantly hitting your head on the ceiling. Whatever you do, you're not going to be able to get better. You can keep trying, but you're just not in a vehicle to actually use their potential. So the main thing is getting in a room around different people, but mainly with higher ceilings, higher potential, where you can actually work and get paid for what you're working. You can actually use your potential, use your drive, your passion, and actually get paid for that. You're not going to get that in a 9 to 5, where if you work harder next week and you work harder the week before, you get paid the same amount, right? You're not going to get that in a college classroom where everyone else is using ChatGPT and you think you're so smart to actually learn the material that you're going to forget in 3 months, right? It's not going to work for you. So I commend everyone to know if it's you, and if it is you, get in the right room, because you're most likely in the wrong room if you're not on the path that you want to be on or on the way to where you want to go. That's what I would say.
Very well said.
I don't want to repeat what they said, but I genuinely believe it takes as much effort to not believe in this as it is to believe. Because we always talk about this, like,
That's a good one.
we're not the brightest in the room, right? But like,
yeah.
we were just dumb enough to believe that it's gonna work. We didn't make the money right away. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it, but it's just like, we just knew. We just knew it was on the other side. We just knew like we were so close to getting there. And if that's I feel like like if you're destined for more and you try to sell yourself short, you're gonna live a miserable life. That's just the end of it, So deep down that you need to do something about it. And watching videos or like watching TikToks is not doing the thing. It's just watching TikToks and watching YouTube. So unless you actually go out there and do the thing, you're gonna stay in the same spot, really.
Agreed.
I mean, they've said everything that you pretty much need to know. I'll just say this. I mean, life changes as fast as you change. I tell myself that every single day. I usually write right here urgency every single morning, and I wipe it off at night just to keep going back. I mean, we catch ourselves. I mean, myself included. I'm not where I want to be. It pisses me off seeing other people dumber than me, who's much more retarded than me. Oh, can I say that?
You're good.
Yeah, that's fine. We're not making any money out of it.
They'll go on Rumble.
Just making much more money than you. I hope like it pisses you off that I'm making this much, and it pisses me off seeing somebody make 3 times that I make, 4 times. Like, it's just absurd, and they're nothing special. So just realize that, hey, you got some work to do. Get fucking to it, bro. The best thing ever created is just fucking doing it. That's it. That's what we can give you. I mean, that's it.
Very well said.
And that's it.
Well, guys, thank you for doing this. Genuinely, like, guru coaching program shit aside, like, I'm so proud of you guys. Like, so proud. When we started this in 2021, the goal was help as many people as possible. I could have gone the sales agency route, made just as much profit, or probably more, to be honest, or we could have done this, and I wanted to help people that were in a similar position to what I was, which was no hope, had no fucking clue what to do. My life sucked. I was poor. I didn't know what to do. And I found this thing by chance, and it changed my life, and I wanted to do that for you guys. And it's pretty fucking cool. Like, super cool. Like, bro, your guys' stories and where you're at and where you have come from and what you've accomplished so far. And this is the start. You guys are in like junior high of your
only
business
the beginning.
careers. Yeah. Like, this is the very beginning. So, and I'll say for you guys, I did not want to make this a pitch. I did not want to make this like another one of these like, hey, buy my thing. I just wanted to give you guys proof and concreteness of what happens when you try. Like, nothing changes if you don't change. Your life will not change if you do not do anything drastic. I had to, like, in real sense, it took me 2 years to even get my brain to think in such a positive enough way to even make money. Like, I was so broken that I couldn't even make money because I had been just fucked around my whole life by life. So if you guys are in that spot, or even if you're not, you're in the suburbs, or you're in a 9 to 5, or you're in college and you don't like it and you just want more for yourself and you want to do what these guys are doing, they're making real money. Like, you're not making money from me. You guys are making money by yourself. You're going to Columbia, you're traveling. If you want to do that, you have to take massive action. And the only way to do that, in my eyes, is to invest in yourself and go learn from somebody that is where you want to be. That has always served me well. I continue to do it to this day, and I'll continue to do it until I'm sitting on a couple $100 million or whatever the end goal is. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much. Give these guys some love on social media. And if you're ready, I'll put a link in the bio. If not, no worries at all. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Good job, guys.
Man, that was